Rock and roll, guys.
All right.
Best hobby in the world.
All right.
It's all because of great people like you.
And you.
And you.
And you.
And you.
And you.
Rock and roll, let me get in here with you.
All right. Can we get a countdown from somebody?
My koala. All right, guys. Somebody give us a countdown, and let's do this.
That's what I just said. Countdown.
Countdown.
3, 2. Hi, everybody. We're fresh off the RPM meet for 2019. We're here. We're going to have some conversations. It's episode 84, and don't miss a thing. It's going to be a shorter show. See ya.
Yeah. The What's Neat This Week video podcast is supported by enthusiastic model railroaders just like you. Additional support is provided by Athearn Trains. Check out all their new monthly announcements at athearn.com. And by Micromark, the small tool specialists. Visit their website and use product code WNTW at www.micromark.com/WNTW. Further support is provided by the NCE Corporation, the power of DCC. Visit their website at NCEDCC.com. And thank you for supporting the What's Neat This Week podcast. This is the What's Neat This Week show /podcast, number 84 for August 3rd, 2019. I'm your host, Ken Patterson, the host of the What's Neat show over at Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine. That's that wonderful video that we all love to watch every month. And I've got a full house with us tonight. I know it was nice coming off of last week, but this is a great group tonight. I've got Mike Budde with me. Mm-hmm. Hey, I've also got Joshua Sugar Fire Barton over
what
here.
Up, everybody?
We've got James Regier with some really cool models that he's brought with us tonight. And we got some really, really neat models, in fact, on the table. I can't wait to talk about these. So let's start right out. I know we've got a flyer here for it. Let's talk about that Proto throttle, the Scott Thornton, and what they're doing with Iowa Scaled Engineering to sell this green and black throttle on eBay. Where's the flyer on that? Edit. I'm editing. It doesn't. Just grab that. Can you grab that, James? Because I want to get the website correct for this. This is really important. This is that auction where they're raising money for Lionel Strang for the Princess
Margaret Cancer Center in Toronto.
And they're selling this. You can find this on eBay.
Is that a Penn Central green, like a jade green, or
what it is? It's a pre-weathered throttle where the throttle looks damaged. These are the Proto throttles that we're all used to looking at, and these are the ones that Scott Shorten showed us when we were in Regier, Colorado, at that show.
But I saw some at the meet last week, and they are pretty awesome. I mean, they have the lever for the whistle. They have all the standard railroad throttle items that you'd find on a throttle in an actual locomotive. It's an awesome experience.
It truly is. And so they've decided to take two of these wonderful Proto throttles that they've made, and they have made them look weathered and everything. And these are the ones that are going to be sold on eBay this week. They're listed right now. And to get there, the best bet is to get there. I think that Austin told me was just go to www.iowascaled.com/auction. I know I've typed that on the bottom so you guys can see it clearly here. And there's a link there to get it to the auction. So for more information, just go to that link. And it's a pretty neat system, and this auction ends, so check it out, guys. This is going to be something really good. One of them's already up to $1,000. We looked at it tonight, and the other one, I think, was at $650. Was that correct? All right, thank you, Austin. So rock and roll for that. That's to help a great cause for that guy that we love up there.
Awesome throttle for an awesome cause.
And so by the time this comes out, he should be starting the walk, I believe. You think he starts on Monday or Tuesday of this week, so we wish him all the best, and I hope you bought good shoes this year. So
that's awesome. Mike, you brought some beautiful models tonight, and they're right up front, man. Tell us about these beautiful auto rack loads.
Oh, those are the models I displayed this year at the RPM. They're scratch-built bi-levels on 3 different kinds of flat cars, and the trucks are all modified in some way or another. There's C60 Chevys, there's some crew cabs, regular Chevy pickups, and some chassis cabs that I made. And that's my specialty. But one thing I wanted to talk about was the very first auto rack model that blew me away in December 1970. It was the NMRA convention in St. Louis. But it's a tri-level auto rack built by a guy named Mal Harvey in O-scale. And I was 16 years old when I saw that. And when I saw that, I knew that I could build something like that in HO.
Wow.
And he's always been a standard and inspiration for me to live up to in my models. I've never been able to find him over the years, but recently a guy that I talked to on Facebook who lives in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, which is where Mal Harvey was from, brought me a set of wheel sets that Mal Harvey made himself. They're perfectly scale HO wheel sets, and so that's something really cool for me to have from the guy that I admired for
Wow.
all
Oh,
these
that's
years.
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one other guy I wanted to give a shout out to is Peter Hersted Davidson. He's from Denmark, and we were talking on Facebook about the gas prices in Germany, and all of a sudden he just goes, "Oh, I love your auto racks on What's Neat this week," and I thought that was pretty cool.
Thanks
so,
for watching, Peter.
Yeah,
Thanks
right.
for watching.
So anyway, thanks a lot, guys.
Dude, that's fantastic. I love it. Now, next week on the show, we're going to have a very special guest. And I've got his models on the table tonight because I'm shooting B-roll right now. I'm showing you he was here this week. And I'm talking about Pete Wallinger.
Yeah.
Eyes on Trains,
That's
y'all.
right.
And that's the video
That's right.
that's running currently in the August What's Neat over at Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine. We open up the video with Pete. He's a stencil artist and a very good one at that. He's been on TED TV. I mean, this guy's absolutely got an amazing mind.
And with me growing up in St. Louis, I mean, the last 10
Right,
12
10
years we were
years.
talking, and his artwork is all over St. Louis, on electrical boxes, on
Right.
fire hydrants, on trash cans.
Yeah,
If
signs.
if you drive down Jefferson Avenue right by Highway 44 in downtown St. Louis, you'll see not only his building with all the artwork,
Right.
but all the other buildings around it have gotten his artwork on it from,
And
you know,
he's
knowing him.
received permission to do all
Yes,
of
Right,
this.
yes.
Everything's
Oh, yeah.
approved by the city.
Right.
He has a lot of graffiti on the graffiti wall. I mean, he is very prominently well known here in St. Louis.
Yeah, he has
Oh,
a
yeah.
really
or at least his artwork is.
right,
They
really
made-
unique style that he has.
And his unique style is he doesn't really use a can like an airbrush.
Right.
He always uses stencils.
Right.
Yeah.
And before the advent of lasers, and I don't think he uses lasers now. I think he still uses razor blades. We're going to
Yeah.
ask him that question
That's
next
right.
week. But if you watch that What's Neat video at Model Road Hobbyist Magazine, you're going to see the layout that they also featured in that building. And we've got the models here on the layout that depict the cabs of the locomotives as the ones that he painted over there on the east side at the scrapyard. And we've got the HO scale, resembling models of some of those, including something here too, is this beautiful floodgate wall
Yeah, the
that he
graffiti
did.
wall.
Right.
It's very beautiful. That's a feature of the video, and it's
Gorgeous.
here right on our table tonight.
Yeah.
So we so much look forward to Pete Wallinger next week. Rock and roll. We'll also have Eddie Bauer on the show too. That's one of his buddies and our friend as well.
Oh, yeah.
So that's awesome. So let's go over to James Regier. Jim, tell me what you've got on the table tonight.
Well, today I have a recent model that I've been working on. This is an older Dash 840 BW from Atlas. I have TCS Wow sound in it, and I was just maximizing the lighting effects, putting on the courtesy lights, the walkway lights, the ground lighting on it. So. Yeah, it's been fun. I've just done this last week. It was basically one of those things where it was looking bad compared to the more recent locomotives that I'd already done. So I was like, I gotta work this thing out.
That's absolutely
Very nice.
fantastic.
Very nice.
The lighting on it is just so
Yeah.
bright.
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, well, that's what I really try and do. I try to make sure that I use the right LEDs with even the right lenses. That I grind my own lenses out of the plastic acrylic.
What are the right LEDs? How does that explain that to us? If I wanted to do that, where would I even start?
Well, what I've found, it depends on what you're after. If you're after a frame mount LED, you want an 0402. That'll come out. It's just slightly larger than what would actually be a scale light bulb. These are like the almost grain of sand LEDs. For the actual headlights, I have 080 or 0603s, I think.
0603s.
Or
What does that
larger.
mean?
And
0603. Is
so
that diameter?
This means the millimeters that they're slightly larger. And what I find is that with these 1/16 inch headlights, usually I shrink tube the LEDs onto the end of them. You actually want a little bit bigger LED than your headlight tube, and the reason being that your shrink wrap will actually shrink over the LED if you don't do that, and so you lose half your
Never
brightness
even
right
thought
there.
of that.
I
Yeah.
know the shrink wrap part. Now, are you making your lenses? Is that what you're saying with the shrink wrap?
Or
Or no, you're talking wire shrink wrap, aren't you?
I'm talking wire shrink wrap.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually make my lenses. What I do there is I cut I take a 1/16 inch acrylic tube from Plastruct, and I cut it down as short as I can get it to still have it stick through and still have enough of a grip on the end for the shrink wrap to shrink to. And then I actually will take the tube and grind it on sandpaper using a drill sort of as a lathe. I'll grind out a circumvex lens, so like you'd grind out eyeglass lenses or something like that.
Wow.
And I've tried this several times, and it's amazing, like doing the ground out lens versus just flat, how much brighter it can get.
Wow.
That's amazing. We were running trains down on the layout tonight, and it's actually the first time I've personally run a train on my own layout in a good 5 months. Seriously, because I mean, I've just been so. But we use the NCE throttles tonight, and I even got a chance to use them tonight, which has been, I love it when I get a chance to do it. But the fact is, I loved it because, I mean, even after sitting on a table for so long, it was ready to go. The batteries in it were ready to go because this unit turns itself off, so you don't lose your batteries when you're not running your trains. And the ergonomics are fantastic. And not only does NCE make one of the best model railroad DCC systems on the market, but if you check out their website, there's a lot of other decoders for lighting, for switching switches, operating turnouts in yards. They have an array of electronic devices on that website that you might find helpful for your next layout that you're planning or the existing one you're working on now. So check it out. There was a lot of neat stuff we didn't know about, and we're going to have some of that stuff on the show coming up because I look forward to learning about it.
Oh, absolutely.
I like the fact that you can build up on your set that you have that's existing. I have the power cab, so it just has everything for me to drive some trains. And then you can, what I did was I bought the wireless little wireless.
The thing
Wireless
we got
adapter,
the
upgrade.
the radios.
Yeah. So that way I can buy the wireless remotes and use those as well. Sorry, I had a brain fart.
It's all
More
upgradable.
editing.
Yeah, it's all upgradable, and it's not that bad priced either. You starting out, you
It's
pay
an
a couple
investment
of,
for sure.
Exactly.
That's
Right.
awesome.
That's one important consideration when my dad and I were getting back into the hobby a few years ago and going at DCC, that NCE was so expandable with everything that you had. So that's that modular flexibility and expandability that'll grow along with you is important.
Yeah.
James, what's the standard weight? What's the NMRA weight for like a freight car? Do you know what that is?
Well, so the standard weight is 1 ounce plus a ½ ounce for every inch of length for a car.
Okay.
So a 3-inch car would be about 4 ounces that you'd wind up with that for.
And what do you usually weigh your freight cars with? I see you've got some lead on the table here from Micromark.
Right.
Have you looked at that? And those are broken down into what increments?
These are broken down into 1/4 ounce increments. And you just simply take your car, put it on the scale, see what the weight is, add the weight as needed. I do this actually all the time with my locomotives because one of the things when you're installing sound, as you've noticed, you sacrifice weight because you're having to mill around on the weight. So I try and supplement with lead or other things elsewhere to put back at least as much weight as I've taken off the locomotive putting in that speaker.
That's interesting. Micromark also sent us a scale this week for weighing your freight cars. It's got very detailed increments in grams and in ounces. So it's the perfect tool if you don't already have a scale like that. This is a precision device that's great for weighing your train so that you are within that NMRA number of being correct for your weight and everything runs smooth.
And the best part about it, you can stop getting in trouble with your wife for using that kitchen scale.
That's right.
'Cause
Rock and roll. And that's the thing about it. This podcast is not just, we support it with our sponsors, but it's here for you. We all try to learn together. We're all hanging out here on a Saturday night doing the best thing we love, and that's the best hobby in the world. I don't mean to sound corny when I say it, but I really feel passionate about it. In the past 1.5 years of doing this show, we have reached out to a lot of people. We have met a lot of great friends over the past 1.5 years, and it's been an absolute treat. And we're going to continue to do this and continue to promote the best hobby in the world and keep you informed with new products. Because we do this every week, you figured we'd run out of something to talk about. But Rocky, I haven't run out yet. So that's the whole point of the show, is to keep you informed and make you feel welcome with a lot of other friends, because all the great people we've met, like I said, it's worth more than all the other benefits that we get from the podcast, is the beautiful, wonderful friends that we get to make. And you know what? They're going to last a lifetime.
That's true.
So I don't know where that came from, but we've got this What's Neat This Week boxcar on the table. I've talked about it before. I don't know how many we've sold, but it's a lot. We've got them in gold, which comes with a decal set for your personal space, and we've got the black one here on the table too. So be sure to check those out at valuetrainsusa.com. You can find the boxcars on his website, plus a lot of other really cool freight cars that he makes up. So I think it's worth a shout out to him, and thank you very much for helping us with this. And what do we got on the table from Athearn, Joshua?
Oh, we have the big boy, the 4014, that's rolling around the U.S. right now.
Yes, it is. And where did that just run? Do we remember? Because I didn't write that down, but we have a guest here tonight that was chasing it.
In Clinton, Iowa.
Clinton.
Yeah.
Just all the way up to Duluth, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
came back through Chicago and just gotten through Iowa.
Last
again.
week it was in Chicago and went through Rochelle. So I tried to get up there to get it, but I had barbecue.
Yeah.
And you know, this Athearn model looks to be amazing. It'll have more LEDs, more features than their previous models have had to date. It'll have firebox lighting, flicker, and a whole bunch of other things.
And they have an excursion one that's coming out that's going to be a little more polished than the other one, and it's going to have Big Boy written in chalk on the front, just like Ed Dickens did to the 4014.
That's an awesome model. It's really great. Now, we're going to pose a question to you guys tonight, because it's always interesting to have a bit of a conversation. And that is this, and it's kind of a simple question. It's almost basic, but not really to somebody who's a beginner in the hobby. And if you were to build a layout now, and I mean a 3-foot by 5-foot or a round the room layout, either which way, or shelf layout, okay? Would you use L-girder and 1x4s, the old traditional method that is proven that works, or would you use foam, where you have the possibility of foam shrinkage over a period of 7 years? And I don't mean to taint foam, but I want to ask the question, if you were to build a layout now, James and Joshua and guys, would you use foam or L-girder or Benchwork? And I look forward to the response that we get on the YouTube breeder feedback on this too.
I would use foam. I'm just sold on it. I like it.
Me too.
It's what I've done my whole layout, and it's somewhat modular, but yours is really great, the way you can pull the sections in and out. And I don't really see that happening with the L-girder. That seems a little more permanent to me.
As a base, I would use some L-girder, but I like him being able to pull stuff off and replace it with other things and put it with all the other stuff that's in the garage up there. That is just
That's true. I guess my layout is designed. It's designed for two purposes. It's designed to take the modules outside to be able to do ad photography for any one given manufacturer, or if I want to switch out the season of the module because I'm tired of it, I can just pull it out right quick.
Yeah.
No, I like the idea of having the. I would probably use a hybrid, actually. That I would have the base being the L-girder, so that it's as solid as possible, but then have foam on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd use a little bit of both.
A little bit of both, yeah.
Now, would you lay your track on the foam, or like I do, or would you do 1x4 uprights and then have a
more than likely I'd lay it right on the foam, just because I've dealt with the sort of plywood base for the track and all of that, and it seems a little bit clumsy when you go back into scenic it and do all that stuff. So I think I'd go with foam this time around, because it seems like it supports it just as well.
Right. And you can always carve ditches into it and stuff
absolutely.
too. So.
And if you want rises out of it, you just stack more foam.
Exactly.
So
Right.
you can get the same perspective with just foam.
Mm-hmm.
True that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, guys, we had a great show last week. We talked about the prototype modelers meet in that show, and I still savor the fact that it was so good. I can't stop thinking about it this week.
Speaking of,
it's been with me all week.
Speaking of that, so Ducky was here.
Yes,
Rick Dakota
Rick
Kemp.
Dakota Kemp, yes.
And so after he left, he went and actually saw the big boy, and he got to meet Ed Dickens.
Oh, yeah.
He had everyone that was on the train crew sign
Right.
his excursion car. It was
that's
so
right.
neat to see those pictures of him.
Yeah.
So shout out to you, Ducky. That was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
Definitely,
great.
yeah.
People really appreciated your freight cars, too. The readers' comments were
Yeah.
fantastic on all the weathering and the support our troops.
Right.
It was just absolutely magnificent, this man's work.
Yeah.
That was a great show. It was a fun edit last week, too. It went really quick. Guys, this is going to be a short one tonight. Let's go around the table one more time. This is going to be a 20-something minute show this evening, guys. Nothing else going on?
I want to tell everybody to please subscribe down low after you watch our YouTube video and hit the little bell to get our notifications. Make sure and check us out on Facebook, Instagram. Make sure and check out our Teespring website to get some shirt and swag from us. And that's all I got. Thanks for watching, guys.
Be sure,
That's awesome.
be sure and send us pictures of your models, pictures of
Yeah.
your work.
Yeah, on our
We enjoy
Facebook
looking at
page,
'em.
the
Yeah.
What's Neat This Week Facebook page.
That's right.
If you want to see your layout on the show or let us pay homage to what it is that you do, your passion for the best hobby in the world, feel free to share it with us on that Facebook page, and we'll be happy to write about it and talk about it here on the show.
Yeah.
And this actually goes for you N scale modelers out there too. If you
Absolutely.
have a module that you're proud of and you want to send it in to us,
Yeah.
by all means send it in. We'll take a look at it. We'll
And
we'll
we
talk about
we
it.
are discussing doing some N scale projects around here. I know there's some
That's
of
right.
us that are happier about that than others, but I think we're going to do that, and we're even going to get into some large scale ride-on stuff here in the coming weeks too. So
Oh, that's right.
That's
check
right.
that.
There's a lot of new stuff
Yeah.
coming up with the ride-on stuff is
Yeah.
amazing.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we're going to do a project layout down here because we need to create more featured content for Model Road Hobbyists What's Neat video. Whereas I think we're going to do a couple of different project layouts, small ones that are attainable. I'm going to build them out of foam. I'm going to wrap them in oak and give a good presentation on small layouts that would fit in a room. But
Oh,
yet,
yeah.
this is not something permanent. This is not the aficionado that's got the big home layout. I want to do something that's manageable that you can fit into a car and still have a good time with.
Yeah.
Something like that, we still do all aspects of scenery and everything else. So it should be very informative, but yet relatively easy to go from start to finish in just 1 or 2 episodes of shows. So that's the goal, and we're going to do that in multiple scales. We're going to do an ON30 and N scale. We got a lot of different ideas coming up because we're coming into, before you know it, here comes wintertime. And
That's
we're
right.
working in the
Project
studios.
time.
Prime
Yeah.
Metal Railroad season.
Yep.
It's great. Guys, you're the best. This is the best hobby in the world. We're going to close out show number 84 tonight, the August 13th, 2019, saying, hey guys, let's go run some trains.
Thanks for
All right.
watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.